So what kind of job can I get if I'm a computer scientist? If I go into computer science or computer programming, what kind of job can I get? You may be asking yourself that question. It's something I thought about as well as I started to study this. When you think about it, it's really just about anything you can think of as it relates to computers. Just like computer science itself is very broad, the job opportunities and things you can do they're also very broad. So when you think about this, let's say you were doing traditional computer programming. You can obviously be a computer programmer. You can do software development, do something called software engineering, where you're doing more of the ground up, if you will, in terms of structuring the software architecture, all kinds of terms and names related to that. And when you think about it, a lot of companies and a lot of organizations need software to run all kinds of things, whether you're running cars or airplanes or a computer has its own operating system. There are all kinds of ways you're going to use programming to actually touch people's lives and to do a number of different things. So not only can you do computer programming and software development, you can also do the hardware. If you want to make the components to go into a computer and the electrical engineering part of that, you have to understand something about how a computer works, right? In order to be able to do that. You also can do the chip. People have to manufacture the chips and the CPU, the central processing unit for computers. So they have to do that as well. So all those different things go into computers and you can do that. The hardware, the architecture. There's also, in addition to the software development and the architecture part and the hardware side, there's also web development. There's a whole new world, if you will, that's out there that's been developing around web development that's just getting bigger and bigger because anybody needs some type of website, not only for external customers, but also for internal customers. So web development also is something you can do that's big. Also cloud computing. A lot of times people are accessing services through the cloud and not just doing it in a traditional way that they've done it before. So there's cloud computing and there's an aspect of computer science related to cloud architecture and things of that nature. There's also database and database management, because a lot of times when you go into a software program or you're logging into a website or logging into some type of program, you need to retrieve some type of information. And a lot of times that's being taken from a database, if you will. So there's database management that can be a part of it, a component of that. There's data science. A lot of people want to look at analyze data. You do that a lot of times now as a subset or related to some of the computer science types of things you're doing. So there's a whole new world out there. Think about it in terms of the hardware, the architecture, the components that go into computers, and also computer programming, the software that you develop to interact with people. And you can do a myriad of things. You may consider even going on some site like LinkedIn or something like that and actually looking up and just typing in computer programming or hardware architecture or something like that. So we'll talk a little bit more about some of these jobs and some of the broad categories, but I just wanted to share that with you to kind of get your mind going, to let you know that there's a broad range of opportunities out there when it comes to computer science and computer programming, and it's there just for you if you try it out.